Good evening and welcome back to the Aggie Pridecast. I am your host, Brian Holloway. And with me this evening, I have a very special guest, men's tennis player Ethan Bailey.
How you doing?
Doing well, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's great.
Good, good, good. Well, let's start off with some good news. The women's tennis team was a winner today. I know those are your home girls, and they came away with a big win, the first win in 4 years for them. So I know you're pretty proud of them.
I am, especially being that they only play with four people because the others are injured. They
Yeah,
still
yeah,
came.
that's a pretty amazing thing. Also, the men's tennis team will get underway next week, and we've got some great basketball this weekend. The men's basketball team goes up to Townsend to play the Tigers. The women's basketball team is here on Sunday, and they play at 2.
Hold on, stand by. He probably got a phone call.
Okay.
Ethan, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your journey and when did you realize that you had a genius value in you?
Yeah. It started probably when I was about 9 or 10 years old, around that age. Around that age, I was playing basketball, tennis, and a little bit of baseball. And my dad, I was playing tennis, but not really. I was playing just like recreationally. I wasn't very good. And I just told my dad I want to, start trying to play tennis seriously. And he said, okay. So he told me I went at the time. I was wanted to play on the varsity men's tennis team, and my dad said you gotta get better if you want to play on the varsity men's tennis team. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna put in the work. So I worked with my dad. He also played collegiate tennis, and he taught me. And that summer, I actually got better, like exponentially. Like I improved really quickly. And when I got back during that school year, the coach was like, told me that I had improved the fastest that he's ever seen anybody improve. And I went from like barely know how to play to like playing two for the tennis team at my high school. And it was from the start journey started there from on. And ended in my high school actually my senior year, winning state championships. So we were the state championships going out my senior year, and continuing the journey into my college experience was my freshman year, us getting our first year in the Big South, getting semifinals of this Big South championship. So yeah, but that's where it all started from.
So I like the fact that you use words like exponentially. That means that you're probably the smartest person on this call right now. Uh, but tell me a little bit about your academic background because I think your story is so fascinating in the fact that you're not here on a athletic scholarship. You're actually here because of your academics. So take us through that a little bit.
So actually, initially, it was I had a scholarship for tennis, and I had applied for the Elizabeth Dowdy Scholarship, which is a scholarship that's full ride, covers 4 years of tuition and housing. And I had actually applied to kind of just see where I measure because me personally, I'm a very competitive person, so I always like to test myself and see where I measure up to like the top of the top. So the process was a long one. You have to go through several different interviews throughout and throughout your summer of your senior year. Each interview they eliminate a certain amount of people, and towards the end of it, you do a final interview, which is you're in front of a panel full of for like Dowdy scholars that are actually attending A&T currently, as well as the heads of the programs and whatnot. And yeah, I was really excited when I found out that I was one of the 20 members picked out of everybody to become an Elizabeth Dowdy scholarship. And basically, what I did is I had a choice, I had a decision to make. So keep the money from the academic scholarship, which is honestly very difficult to keep. You have to maintain a 3.5 GPA, good academic standing, all of that to keep your scholarship. So it's not like you just get the scholarship and you're easy going. You got to maintain a 3.5 GPA. You have to have honors credits and attend lecture series, events, volunteer, things of that nature. So I had to make a decision between keeping that scholarship or tennis scholarship because you can't have both. So I decided to get back to tennis scholarship and keep that scholarship to allow us to build up our team and recruit new players with that money. And I kept the academic scholarship, and yeah, that's kind of how my story went as far as me making a decision to take the Dowdy scholarship over the athletic scholarship.
So you gave us the company discount, and so we do appreciate that, because that way we could build up the team a little bit more. So we do appreciate the company, the company discount and all those kind of things. But take me through what it's been like for you to be a Dowdy scholar since you've been at A&T.
My experience has been great. So far, it's been everything I hoped it would be. Everybody that's part of my program, I'm very close with. I know everybody. I mean, it's 20 people. You're gonna know them. It's great. It's just great being around like-minded individuals that are kind of have like that vision of success and see themselves being nothing else but successful. Because in my mind, if you surround yourself with people that are successful, you have to be successful yourself. So it's just been great.
Yeah. So what is that like, man? You're sitting around, and it's a bunch of smart people. So what is that? What is that like for you? Being in that room and being amongst the intellectuals, some of the people that are going to make some big time decisions later on in their lives, or making some big time contributions.
Honestly, it's it's humbling because I'm thinking to myself, dang, I'm doing a lot, I'm doing all this stuff, and I look over my peers, I'm like, maybe I'm not doing a lot. I'm not doing a lot. But it's still great because it pushes me to not get complacent and keep striving to do more. So
No question. We're talking with Ethan Bailey of the men's tennis team. What a year they had last year. I mean, they just really stepped out. First year in the Big South, and they did some things that hadn't been done in the program in such a long time. They had won a postseason match, which hadn't been done in like 18 years. I mean, just they did some amazing things a year ago, Ethan and his teammates. What do you think helped you stand out amongst the other applicants that were applying for the scholarship that you received?
I honestly, I believe something that really made me stand out was the mixture of both academics as well as athletics. Throughout my high school career, it's been really similar to my college career, where I was doing a sport as well as maintaining my grades. I graduated with a 5.2 GPA. And I think that really was something different, because I don't think that a lot of other people applying for a scholarship had both the academic as well as the extracurriculars that they were also successful in. So I was able to say, as well as came from my grades and doing all my other clubs and activities of that nature, I also was able to bring home state championships with my teammates, being the team captain as well.
State championships. So how many state championships did you guys win?
We actually won last year, the year that I was attending, and we won the year next year. So we've won 2 in a row.
Okay, great, outstanding. So Was it the Dowdy scholarship that had you interested in A&T, or did you always want to attend an HBCU? How did A&T come into the picture?
I wanted to attend HBCU. So my mom, she actually went to Tennessee State University. My dad went to Howard. Um, so there was definitely a rivalry between them two. Where I was gonna go. Are you gonna go to TSU, Howard? Are you gonna go somewhere different? So I'll tell you a story. Actually, because I was actually recruited by Howard as well to play this for them, and I was sitting there between Howard and North Carolina A&T. I had both papers lined up, and I was like going back and forth which one to choose, and I ended up choosing North Carolina A&T because I felt like I had a better relationship with the assistant coach at the time, the now head coach, as well as the players, and yeah, it was so that's why. And the location, I wasn't really looking for. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, so I'm from the I'm from the South, so this is not too different from back home. So it's far enough away where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm at college. My parents can't pull up on me, and it's close enough where I could be like, hey, Ma, Dad, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss you right now. Can I slide? Can I slide back over there? So yeah.
Well, first of all, the dog head looks so much cooler than the bison head. I just want to point that out right now. So I mean, it's not really a choice, right? And number two, you're talking about the largest HBCU
A
in the country.
largest.
Just so if you watch television, you would think Howard is the only HBCU ever created because that's what everybody knows. But you and I know different. It's all about A&T, and we appreciate you making the choice you made, my brother.
Aggie Pride.
So what is it? What has A&T been like for you since you arrived? You're in a unique situation. You're at an HBCU, but on your team, you're actually kind of a minority because of the foreign presence on the team. So talk about that uniqueness for you being at HBCU, but at the same time being on a team that has a lot of players from different countries.
See, it's actually interesting because I going to HBCU, I was kind of hoping I would get to be around more people that are that look like me, and I get that experience. But being with more foreigners and people that are um not from this country originally, it's still a great experience because you get to see things from different point of views, different perspectives. And I love my teammates. My teammates are great. They're funny. I enjoy spending time with them. But it's also a thing where it's like kind of brings us together because we are also fighting the same battles. Because it doesn't matter if like where you're from, Spain, Colombia. If they look A&T, they're gonna look at it as a HBCU and they're gonna treat them just the same way that they're gonna treat me. They're not gonna want to lose to us. So we have similarities in that aspect.
Yeah, I always say when people see that A and that T and that logo and that interlock, especially when we go into competitions and everywhere, they don't see they see HBCU. They don't see white or black. We're just HBCU, and we don't want to lose to them. I mean, it's all the same. We're all the same at that point. And I think that with baseball team and so on and so forth or whatever, there's a certain connotation that comes with it, and you're gonna have to work it and bust it twice as hard just to beat a lot of conceptions about North Carolina A&T. So proud of you guys and proud of what you guys did for the men's tennis program. How great was that last year?
It was fantastic. It was great. I gotta give a lot of credit to my coach. He always he's just always been on us and really pushing us to do better and work harder and reach our potential, taking what we have and maximizing it, not trying to do too much, but do what we're capable of doing and playing within ourselves. And he's a really big advocate of not beating yourself. So it really kind of just changed the perspective and allowed us to play freely and like ourselves. And kind of I think that really is what helped us push forward throughout the season as well as in the championships, as well as the Aggie fight. You always always have that fighting spirit. So never giving up. Like actually, funny story. So whenever we were going to our Big South championship, our first round in the championships against Garner Webb, we actually our bus driver took us to the wrong school, and so we ended up having to get there. We ended up being there late, and we had to forfeit the doubles point, and we still came up on top. We just gave up. So
No question about it. Here with Ethan Bailey. That bus actually went to Boone, North Carolina, if I remember that story correctly, instead of Bowling Springs. And but fortunately, they got back to where they were supposed to be and won a match. It was an incredible story with that. I want to give a shout out to Lynn Griffin, sending out some Aggie Pride love to Ethan Bailey, and certainly we're happy with him. Happy that he joined us here on the Aggie Pridecast. So you're a bit of an inventor as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, actually, a little bit in middle school throughout late middle school, high school. I made an invention of Pro Stroke 3000, which is meant or made to help improve your stroke game. It was actually a project with me and my dad, and I used it and participated in the Duke Energy Invention Convention, which is basically just competition to see young minds and what their ideas are and see who can come up with the best invention. And I remember me and my dad spending a lot of time on it. And yeah, I ended up winning first place at the Duke Energy Invention Convention. It was a great experience. And they gave us a paycheck of like I think it was $500. So I was happy. I was like, that's great.
It's always good when you make a little cash. Always good when you make a little cash. So describe the machine for me. How does it work? What are the ins and outs? Give me the description.
So basically it's meant to like shorten your backswing for tennis because if you take too big of a backswing, you can catch balls late and you have less control over the ball. But you want to keep the ball or the racket in a certain plane. So basically, what the machine does, there's like a pole that goes up this way, and you kind of, whenever you take it back, it stops you from going too far back, and it kind of keeps you in the same plane to help fix your strokes. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I don't think I've ever met anybody that invented something before. I mean, that's just crazy to me. I never met George Foreman, with the grill. So, so that's just crazy to me. That's an amazing accomplishment, Ethan. No question about that. And you did it as an eighth grader. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow. We're here with Ethan Bailey. Said he had a 5.2 GPA, I think, in high school. Not sure I could count that high, but certainly a young man who is going places. What do you want to be when you grow up? I mean, you've got a lot going for you academically. So tell me what you want to be when you grow up.
I want to become a doctor, specifically an orthopedic surgeon. I want to bring a little bit of diversity to the medical field. One of my biggest inspirations is my dad. He's actually a doctor himself. He's an internist, and I've kind of been exposed to that young, and I've seen that a lot of misrepresentation and not supporting of the Black community, and a lot of distrust between Blacks and their primary doctors and their physicians. So I want to be able to it's easy to trust somebody when that person looks like you. So I want to be that person to kind of bring diversity and give back.
Man, you're awesome. I see you in 20, 30 years being a Black History Moment or something, man. Like you've got you've got the goods, no question about it. What does your mom do?
She used to work at Bank of America before coming full time mom to me. I gotta give credit to her. Gotta give credit to her. Wouldn't be where I am right now without her. She definitely, when I was younger, doing my thing, she would definitely always stay on me, make sure I'm doing my work, make sure I'm doing this, keeping my T's crossed, my I's dotted. So I gotta give a lot of credit to her. I would definitely not be where I am right now without her.
Hey, shout out to all the stay-at-home moms, man. What a wonderful job that is. What a hard job that is. No question about it. And it pays very little other than to see your kids become successful. That's the big payoff. And so, shout out to all the stay-at-home moms and all the wonderful things that they do as well. So, women can do a multiple of things, and certainly they have their own choices. And straight shout out to your mom and what she's meant to you. No question about that.
Yeah, she was telling me, she was like, being a regional bank manager of Bank of America and then being a stay-at-home mom, do a lot of work, and that's what she's telling me.
No question. Do you have some siblings as well?
Nope, only child. But I do have my cousin. So my cousin actually, he is a Tennessee State University. He followed in the footsteps of my uncle, my mom's brother. He's like a brother to me for real. Him and my other cousin Ali, they both went to TSU, but they come down pretty much every summer or whenever breaks school. And now that we've been doing that since we were like as long as I can remember, honestly. So I don't have any siblings, but those are as close to siblings as I have.
Man, HBCU runs deep in your family. Tennessee State, Howard, North Carolina A&T. Are we leaving out any HBCUs in your family?
Xavier.
Okay. You don't hear that one a lot. Xavier, okay.
Yep.
All right. Question. So let's talk, we talked about the doctor. We talked about, your academics, and obviously you're still in good standing, still with that scholarship. But let's talk a little tennis, man. 2023 season coming up. What can we expect from Mr. Bailey?
A lot. Last year we got semifinals. This year we coming home with the dub for sure. We gotta come home with the win this year.
So have you seen the landscape of the Colonial? I mean, is it tough? I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it, the way my coach says, it doesn't matter who you're playing. It doesn't matter if you're in the Big South, the MEAC. It doesn't matter where you are. You're gonna play the same way. You can only control what you can control. So we're gonna go out there and do what we do. And I'm confident that our games are good enough to take home championships.
No question. Big time season a year ago. Tell me a little bit about your teammates, Edo Blanco and Esteban Lopez, and those guys are good, man. I mean, they bring it. Vasil Ivanov and some of those guys. Tell me a little bit about those guys and what they bring to the table.
A lot too. We call him the destroyer. He destroys the ball. And he was actually rookie of the year last year. And then Esteban Lopez was most valuable player. He played very well. He played actually won our one position last year, and his record was unbelievable. His first year playing one. He definitely came out and played some of the best tennis that I've seen him play. I expect big things this year, as well as Eder and Vasil. Vasil is also actually our team captain, and he's just creates an environment that's just so easy to be happy and successful. He's always supportive. He's there. He's the person you can ask anything, and he's always going to give his best foot to try to help. And it's just great to have him as the team captain.
Talking with Ethan Bailey, Dowdy Scholarship Award winner, expiring doctor. He's an inventor. How old are you, man? Are you 21? Are you even 21 yet?
I'm
19. You're 19. Yes, wow. So many great athletes, so many great stories on our campus, and certainly you fit that bill. What's the mindset of the team going into the season? What are some of the things you guys are talking about? What are some of the goals that you're trying to achieve? Give us a little bit about that detail.
We only have one goal. You already know what that goal is.
No question.
But our mindset going into it is, like I said before, fight, give it our all, 100% effort. All you can do is give your best, and like I said, I'm confident our best is enough.
No question. Big shout out, Arlene Mitchell, listening to us. Miss Fleming also listening to us. She gave you a big congratulations. Said you're a big deal. So no question about that. Do you, as a young African American male, do you feel like you have to have this certain status in order to kind of inspire others to get where you are? What do you think your role is as a young African American male who is succeeding in school?
As far as giving back, or as far as just in general?
As far as giving back, as far as being a role model, as far as being an example, is it just something that you do by example, or do you see yourself consciously, being a leader and a role model?
I believe the best way to inspire and lead is to be an example. Like I said before, my biggest inspiration is my dad. Just seeing him where he is right now, like what he had to go through to get there. That inspired me to do great things and to try to meet what he did and do more. But seeing somebody that looks like you do something special makes you believe that you can do something special yourself. And I feel like me accomplishing my accomplishments, not just my accomplishments, but it can also help others to see that it's possible and that they can do the same.
No question. So, give us a little bit of detail. Well, some of the things that your dad maybe had to go through that you witnessed growing up in terms of trying to make it in the profession of being a physician.
Back then, it was a lot harder, or not hard, but it was a lot. It was not as limited the things that they could say to aspiring doctors, especially Black aspiring doctors. So, it was a lot of things such as you'll never be a doctor. You should do something else. You can't do it. It was a lot of negativity, and he was able to. He told me a story of actually one of his professors at Howard Med School was telling him that he should drop out of the program, that he's not good enough. And he told my grandpa that he doesn't know if he want to do it anymore and if he can do it. And my grandpa told him, "Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. Um, if you want to do this, don't let anybody stop you from doing this. If you don't want to do this, then don't do it. But don't do it. But don't not do it for the wrong reasons." My dad always told me, if you want it, doesn't matter what you want to, but aspire to be the best at it. If you're a garbage man, be the best garbage man you can be. If you're a tennis player, be the best tennis player that you can be. If you're a doctor, be the best doctor that you can be. Um, but I feel like things that he went through and told me has really helped me growing up and figuring things out through all my own struggles growing up. And I'm really very grateful and thankful for that.
Uh, no question, man. That's inspiring and um, loving every minute of your story and where you're going. As a tennis player, what do you hope to improve on this year? As an individual, what are you hoping to kind of uh, improve on that you felt like you didn't do a year ago?
I am hoping to really use the tools that I've gathered over the summer as well as the preseason. Had a not preseason but the fall season. I actually had a very good fall season. I won the Elon Invitational as well as getting to the semifinals of the Wake Forest Invitational. And I feel like I'm playing at a lot higher level than I was playing last year. And I want to use those tools this year to do some good things.
No question about it. Tell us a little bit about the fall and kind of what you guys accomplished.
The fall was a great season. Eder Blanco, he won for Invitational, I believe. I beat my teammate Ian Peterson in the finals of the Elon Invitational, and so we were doing great things at the Invitationals during the fall season. It was the Aggie final. He cleared out his side of the draw. I cleared out my side of the draw, and I was able to beat him in the finals to take the win.
Yeah. Any thoughts on what medical school you're going to go to, or are you just enjoying tennis right now?
I have a few in mind that I am, doing some research on. I'm trying to make a decision where I want to go for medical school currently. I've been focusing more so on my grades and my classes and making sure that all that's going good. And I am cool. I put myself in a situation where um, I'm almost done with my med school prerequisites, and I did very well in those classes. So it's looking good for me as well as far as going to med school. I just need to grade my MCATs and go and apply for the different schools. But some schools that I'm looking at is Meharry, George Washington, actually a former Dowdy scholar. He actually attended George Washington. So I'm looking at that. I'm gonna try to meet or speak with the head of my program, see if I can get in contact with him and to see how he likes the school, more information about that. Yeah, I'm also interested in Howard Med School. Yeah, Xavier's also building a med school, so I might look into that. But those are some of the ones right now that I'm looking at and trying to find more about.
So your mom might get you to Howard after all, huh?
Yeah, possibility. There's a possibility.
So it looks like you're coming to us from your dorm room. So kind of give us a little bit of the motif, kind of a little bit of your flavor here in terms of your decorations. Kind of give us a little bit of insight into kind of how you get down.
Well, this is pretty much it. This right here, these are my posters from last season. My teammates, Big South. It says, I don't know if y'all can see, but it says Big South, NCAT, Aggie Pride, 2021 through 2022. It's just a picture of all my teammates. Then my certificate of excellence for academics as well as tennis. And then I have like a TV in here. I can't turn the TV right here behind the camera. I got my TV to watch my Netflix. And I got some LED lights in here. I feel that's a must-have for a college student. Gotta have the LED lights.
Gotta have the LEDs. Okay. Okay. No doubt. Good. No pictures of mom, or we can't see that on the camera.
I don't know if she wants to be on camera.
Oh, okay, cool. So are you a guy every morning you got to make up your bed, or you figure I'm going back in there at nighttime anyway? What's the bother?
For me, no. I'm not like I make my bed whenever somebody's coming over, pretty much.
Okay, all right, yeah. All right, cool. I mean, some people's philosophy is like, I'm gonna get back in it anyway, so why make it up? So,
basically,
no question.
how I have it is I have like a blanket, so I fold the blanket. So I do make it, but I don't like tuck it in and all that stuff. Like I have a blanket, I fold the blanket, and I put that on top of the bed.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So a doctor who doesn't like hospital corners. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Now tell us again what type of medicine you want to go into.
Orthopedic.
Orthopedic. Okay. All right. Well, good. I got some bad shoulders, so I mean, certainly, you might be able to help me out with that. Ethan, man, thank you for joining us. It's been a joy talking to you. 19-year-old, focused, know what you want to do, which is great and outstanding. And looking forward to another great season from our men's tennis team. They seem to have it. Veteran squad that's coming back for this season, and their goal is to win the Colonial. You heard it here first. Their goal is to take it all, and we certainly are wishing you a great big Aggie Pride. But again, thank you for joining us, and hope to see you on the tennis courts, man.
Thank you for having me.
No question. Ethan Bailey, Dr. Ethan Bailey. I'm gonna go ahead and speak that into existence. Dr. Ethan Bailey joining us here, and we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.